Imagine this. A brand new player joins a server you've been playing on, and after showing them around, they suddenly just vanish. This is exactly what happened to Laundryman, a Minecraft player who reached out to me a few months ago, showing me evidence of Minecraft player 541 disappearing to an unknown location in the game created by entities we possibly think are called the Elders. This name is coming from a white block placed by one of the entities, encrypted with these symbols. So far, our community has figured out that these first set of symbols originate from the standard galactic alphabet, also known as the enchanting language in the game. The first set of symbols translate to one word, Elders. A second set was found and translated to the word infdev. Considering the blocks are placed by the entities, it leads us to think that this is how they communicate. We're not exactly sure where all of this leads yet, but over the past few days, our community has exponentially grown, and so has the research. Countless theories were created, potentially leading us closer to finding player 541. A user by the name of GhostysEc was found, appearing to have witnessed similar events 14 years ago with supposed video evidence. The number 541 happens to be an angel number which are believed to convey guidance or messages from spiritual beings. A strange pyramid structure found in the footage could be the same kind of pyramid found in the infdev version of the game. Player 541's final text messages were deciphered and appear to be a set of coordinates which lead to a location close to the spot they disappeared at. The username player 541 appears to no longer be available. There are a lot of theories surrounding the whereabouts of player 541, even questioning the credibility of Laundryman's story. But in order to get to the truth, we'll have to look into each and every one of these leads and see where it leads us. So strap in, we're in for a ride. The first piece of the puzzle starts with GhostysEc, a mysterious Discord user who joined our community after my first video went live, providing us with supposed evidence of meeting player 541 back in 2006 and witnessing their vanishing in 2010. Just a quick warning, I am going to go into details here, so if you want to get caught up to speed, I highly recommend watching the first part of the series, which you can do so here. Now, according to GhostysEc, he befriended 541 in 2006 through a Facebook group and started playing Minecraft together in 2010. They played on a simple server hosted locally by Ghosty and became closer friends in doing so. All went well until one day 541 didn't talk at all and started to ignore Ghosty. It was on that same day that 541 supposedly typed an extremely long chat message overloading the server and making Ghosty's client crash. When Ghosty logged back in, 541 was nowhere to be seen. He vanished out of thin air. There are no screenshots or logs from the day this happened, but it does sound very similar to the events Laundryman described. This right here is the last screenshot we have of Ghosty and player 541 together. After the incident, there was complete radio silence for a long time, but after a while, Ghosty decided to pick up the search for his friend, hosting a new server with a copy of the world save 541 disappeared in. This is when things started to get weird. Now this happened quickly, but Ghosty managed to grab his phone and capture almost like a glitch in the game. But when pausing the footage at just the right time, it almost looks like a default Minecraft skin. If we were to say it is, then that would mean that player 541 found a way to communicate across different instances of the game. Although this would just be a theory, it would explain how Laundryman didn't see a shadow in his game when 541 disappeared on their server. Diving deeper into the actual number 541, numerous people in our Discord found out about it being an angel number, which, according to numerology enthusiasts, are signs of our guardian angels communicating with us. 541 in particular is considered a manifestation number, holding the energy of creation. Now, after sitting on this for a little bit, we can almost directly link these two meanings to the events that have happened so far. The guardian angels might translate to the entities trying to communicate with player 541 to then indirectly communicate with us, the observers. While the manifestation of creation can be linked to the strange monolith structures we saw in the world of the entities. Perhaps that even includes the strange pyramid structure we got to see. Now, if we believe all of those were in fact created by the entities, the angel number meanings could actually be accurate. Talking about the pyramid, there have been a lot of theories going around linking the pyramid we got to see to the pyramids found in the infdev version of the game. This is because of two reasons. One, the second set of glyphs we saw translates to infdev, a version of Minecraft in which pyramid structures were introduced, and two, well, the obvious resemblance between the two. It can't just be a coincidence. But before taking any conclusions, we have to know what the purpose of the original pyramids were. And according to the Minecraft wiki, brick pyramids would generate in predetermined locations throughout the world. These locations were always the same regardless of the world seed, surrounding terrain, or game version, and only generated in the southeast quadrant. For every 1024 times 1024 block area in the southeast quadrant, exactly one pyramid generates. This results in 976,562,500 pyramids generating in the world. The pyramids were completely solid, they had no interior rooms. A strange quality about them is that they spawned right on top of the terrain instead of being a complete pyramid with the bottom underground, like for example the desert pyramids we know today. Now this all sounds very similar to the pyramid we got to see in the footage, but with two major differences: the size and the fact that the one we saw appeared to actually have an entrance and perhaps something inside of it. In order to prove the two are related in any way, I would personally have to somehow reach the pyramid we saw in Player 541's video and see it for myself. But the question is, how? Right before Player 541 disappeared, Laundryman managed to quickly snap a few screenshots of 541 typing these weird lines in the chat. Right after these texts are sent, 541 runs off and in the blink of an eye, vanishes. But the text messages aren't just plain text, they were actually sent as a code. We figured out that if you translate the symbols to numbers, we get coordinates. We did this by matching these symbols to their corresponding number on a keyboard, and doing so, the first line translates to 121, followed by 69, and the last one being 20. Now, these coordinates on their own don't really tell us anything, but Laundryman actually told us on the Discord that his base was built at coordinates 84, 72, and 5. Now, putting these two coordinates side by side, we can see that wherever 541's coordinates lead to is close to Laundryman's base. Now, if we go all the way back to Player 541's original footage, the only two things we see close to the base are these cobblestone ruins and this tiny base built by another player. Now, I think that 541's coordinates lead to one of them. After a lot of back and forth between me and Laundryman, I managed to convince him to give me the world save the server was hosting. Even though the server was shut down, Laundryman managed to get in touch with the host and they happily send them the world save, which is how I eventually got my hands on it. All of this happened though right before Laundryman mentioned that he no longer wanted to be involved in this case, as he noticed strange things were happening to both his account and PC. Respecting that decision, I decided to no longer dig and ask them about anything in DMs nor on our Discord server, and just find the answers on my own. So far, Laundryman still remains in the Discord but hasn't been active at all. For now, it's literally you guys and just me moving forward. With the world save downloaded, I had to load it up and see it all for myself once again, but this time, following 541's coordinates. And for safety reasons, I'm keeping the world save to myself for now. If what we find end up being harmless, I'll happily release the file to the public. But what I found in this world save is far from harmless. What you're about to see is the footage I recorded the second the world save loaded. After witnessing this, it became very clear to me that there is a lot more to this than we currently know. After my interaction with the white block, my game simply froze and closed, just like Laundryman's client in 2010. Luckily though, a couple theories we have were confirmed. The monoliths are in fact used as a way of transportation between versions of the game. This most likely explains how Laundryman didn't see the floating object on the server. The floating object does seem to teleport players who stand beneath it. However, the locations as to where the players are teleported to seem to vary. Maybe the object is being controlled in a way. The entities also don't appear to be hostile. In fact, it seems like they are indeed trying to tell us something. And most importantly, it does look like the pyramid is indeed of more significance here. I didn't see anything else besides the white block inside, but something tells me there's just more to find. For now though, I think we should focus on the messages the entities are trying to get across. It's a lot to translate, but I'm sure we can get it done together. For those of you who are new here, you can join our Discord below and solve this entire thing with the community. It's almost as if they picked player 541 to tell us where to find him, as if they knew 541 would somehow lead us to their world. This would not only explain the coordinates, but also why 541 disappeared in the first place. It was all a trail for us to follow. But where does the trail end, and where do we find player 541? I think it's important we solve this entire thing step by step, and so I think we should collectively go over all the theories we have, narrow it down, and then proceed. Wherever player 541 currently is, I'm confident we'll find them. For now, I'd love to see you on our Discord so we can all solve this thing together. Until the next chapter, stay safe, and I'll see you soon.